An easy way to learn how to talk in English. You know very well that only by knowing tense and voice or preposition and modals, you can't speak in English. To learn how to talk in English, you have to go through the environment. How can you create the environment? You should go there where people are talking to each other in English. It's very difficult to find out the place where the people are talking in English, because you do go an English medium school, you get the environment out of the school, you talk to your friends in Hindi. Now the question arises, whatever you write in English, is it possible for you to learn how to talk in English only by writing? It's not possible for you to learn how to talk in English. You can learn only by the help of the practice, which is possible only in the classroom, and when you are talking with your friends, traveling by the train with your friends, when you talk to each other in English. I told you that try to search the place where English is spoken. Like you can go to an English medium school, talk to the principal regarding the admission. You can go to a computer center to talk regarding admission. You can go there where people are talking to each other in English. It's not an easy task to find out that. An easy way to learn how to talk in English is streamlines and dialogues. Tense can help you to improve your knowledge. Tense, voice, what you write like grammatically. By the grammar person, you cannot learn how to talk in English. Make it sure that you can learn how to talk in English only by the help of the environment. You get the environment in the classroom. Out of this classroom where you can find the environment. You can create an environment while talking to each other with your friends. When you are talking with your friends, discuss about every day. Like you do talk in Hindi, you don't use more than 300 or 400 sentences. Every day you do talk the same way. How did you come so late? What are you doing? What did you do last day? Who did you meet? In such a way you talk by the help of the same sentences. What do you use in your daily life? You don't use extra sentences like in Hindi. In the same way in English, like the feel is, there is a lack of feelings. So whenever you get an opportunity to be on that stage, try to perform like you are speaking among the VIPs, because don't forget about that you are talking in front of the students. You have to be very serious. Creating an environment is an easy task. How can you create? Suppose four friends who are going somewhere. You can talk to each other in English. You can ask about your yesterday. You can discuss about your past, because most of the time during interview they will ask about your past. What did you do yesterday? Say a few words about your yesterday. Most of the sentences should be used in past. It should have been in simple past or past continuous or past perfect or past perfect continuous. So you have to keep your mind use of did, was, were. These are the things. Whatever you write like that can help you to improve your knowledge there, like grammar portion. For example, present, past, future, you have written all these things, but at the time of talking you do forget. Why does it happen? Because of the environment. You can create an environment. You can talk to your friends. One more thing, that in Hindi, when you try to talk in Hindi with your friends or with relatives, with your family members, what kind of sentences do you use? Have you ever given serious thought to it? What kind of sentences do you use? You have to forget about the same kind of sentences you can use in English. In English, what happens? You always try to create. You start with the subject. But in English, once you become expert in any language, you don't need to start with the subject. For example, in Hindi, you do in such a way like you start with the object. But in English, what happens? You will try to start with the subject and then verb and then object, because you have written the structures in such a way. Same way, like when you try to speak in English, once you become expert in English, you can start with the verb. You can start with the object. You don't need to start with the subject. So now the question arises, how can you be fluent in English? The only solution to this problem is to environment, like to get the environment. You have to create the environment in your family members. How can you create the environment? Use the maximum sentences in English. Very simple sentences. If you have any problem, I told you that you can ask me when you come here to attend the classes. You can ask me, sir, what will be the translation to the particular sentences? I am unable to translate. Just help me a lot. I'll be helping a lot. You can ask me when you come to attend the next classes. But make it sure that if you don't ask me, how would I know that what is your problem to talk in English? Because you have been coming here for a long time. If you don't ask me, sir, what is the translation to the particular sentence? How would I know that what is your problem? Because you come here, you write it down, and going back to a place will not help you for you to be fluent in English. Every day you have to ask me that why did you suppose, for example, if I ask you about your past happiest moment, you are unable to translate. What did you do? What did you do in the last evening? If I ask you, that means yesterday, I'm talking about yesterday. Speaking about yesterday, all the sentences should have been in past. It should not be in present. But most of the time you are talking about your future, you are talking about your past, you are using your present, which is not at all right. There won't be any proper communication. There is a communication gap. So creating an environment is very much important. Every day you can learn how to talk in English only by the help of the practice, only by the help of the environment. Whatever you write, that can help you to knowledge. You cannot learn how to talk in English. So every day try to speak as much as it is possible for you to take the sentences out of your mouth. Is that clear? So thank you very much.